Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. We are here to kick off the new season. Of course, there's not actual football, but it's the kickoff of the first press conference that Inzaghi, Marotta and co usually do. So we're going to be reacting to that from yesterday. We'll talk about other stuff that's going on, but today I'm going to focus on what happened yesterday in terms of what they talked about. Lots of interesting snippets, lots of interesting points to take away from their press conference. Of course, we've got all the Onana, Lukaku stuff going on in the background, but we've been speaking about that anyway. So we're going to focus mainly on yesterday's press conference. But let me see who's in the house. New season, guys. Let me see. New season, same people, maybe new people. Let's see. The channel is growing. We are on 6,500 subscribers or something like that. So thank you, first of all, for everyone that supported over last season. And this new season, definitely, I want to get to 7K as soon as possible. And then, try to go for 8K by the end of this season. And you guys know what to do. So we've got 33 people here right now. So what every single one of you needs to do is leave a thumbs up, because a thumbs up helps my channel, helps the algorithm see my channel a little bit more. And more people see it, more interisti hopefully find this channel. But now, time to see who is in the house. Ekene, who was in here many minutes before I even went live. Appreciate you. I guess people are starting to answer the question as well around that I've left the poll in the chat. So make sure you interact with that. The poll is the Scudetto a must for Inzaghi? And of course, Freddie also says, we are Inter. Scudetto is always a must. But by must, we mean must, as in if you don't win the Scudetto, then if you know what I mean, if you catch my drift. But of course, there's plenty of things to discuss, like Musab says. How is the squad going to end up before the beginning of the season? That's also very, very important. Matteo, I'm a simple man. I see Uncle Sham notification. I click. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Haven't been on for a while. Christian says nothing else but second star is acceptable this season. Exactly. And we'll get into Inzaghi's word. He's pretty much said the same thing. Dealer saying if we can get Trubin, Lukaku with decent right centre back, Limone will have no excuse but to deliver the second star this season. Exactly. Star 53, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Kirby, hey, the legend. I'm sure your streaming services must be resting right now. This is the legend who does the live streams of the games within the Discord chat. Very, very appreciated person. Weekdays happening in here. What's up, brother? That intro is I need to make a new intro. First of all, I need to get rid of the Brozovic Borella intro, the one you guys know which one I'm on about. I'm looking to cook up something. And of course, Mattia. Negativity FC in the house. Let's see how Negativity FC does over this season. But always appreciate Mattia, one of the real ones, of course. Anthony says, I can't wait for this Onana. Yeah, definitely, man. I hate it when these like transfer things just drag on, and I just hope Man United pay up what we're asking for, which I still think is way too low, but it is what it is. At least give us what we're asking for. Bruno Di Pasquale was good. Manu was good. New Year, same me, different Inter. Yeah, I think this is probably the most change we're going to see at Inter in a while, because of all these. I mean, we've been talking about all these free transfers that left us expiring contracts, and of course we had to replace them. So just in terms of number of different players, it's a very, very different Inter for sure. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, Mattia. Ami, Scudetto is our priority always. I like that. Chances are I'll reach 7K by the end of the summer. Hopefully, Christian. If Marotta and co keep cooking up some good transfer stuff, that's what gets the juicy news, and the people get to visit the channel. Otherwise, not much really happens along these ends. Forza Inter, what's up? Interista 246. Bruce Wayne, Inter Club Gotham, what's up? No Scudetto, no Limone. I like that. No Scudetto, no Limone. But here we are still enjoying Limone ball, and hopefully we shall be enjoying that Limone ball throughout the season. Must, if no Scudetto, sack Inzaghi, Yoni Schneider. Strong, but I tend to agree. Huedi, what's up? Yo. Shakir, I think if Inter has to win Scudetto, but I hope we have another good run in the UCL. Yeah, that would be amazing. Financially, yeah, Shakir, like you saw what's happening this summer. It makes a little bit of a difference, but it doesn't really. It just doesn't make that much of a difference because all it means is that you don't have to sell guys, but then you still have to sell guys if you want to bring guys in, like we're seeing with Onana. We don't actually have to sell Onana this year, but if you want to, because we need a squad overhaul because of all these guys leaving, we actually need to sell to bring players in. So yeah, I guess maybe if we get this team done by this year, it means that next year, if you get extra income, you don't actually have to sell. But again, I don't really see too much benefit from these deep Champions League runs financially. But it's good for our pride and putting respect on our name, putting respect on Inter worldwide, globally, to those Prem Tards. That's what it's all about. Gandravino, what's up? Keston, what's up? Lost our best defender, best defensive mid, and our goalkeeper. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. When you put it like that, Keston, it is true. It is true. But at the same time, Keston, we did without a lot of these guys for most of last season. Skriniar, we were without him pretty much since January. Brozovic, we did without him pretty much, October, November, December, World Cup break, and even after we came back, only towards the end, Brozo came back into the team. So we did without Skriniar and Brozovic for most of last season. Onana, yeah, that's the one that hurts. Ramon Gomez, what's up, brother? Seems like you're a new name. I haven't seen you here before. Yeah. Coppa Italia, like even last season, I was already like, yeah, we've all got a Coppa Italia now, it's fine. But not 3 Coppa Italias in a row, 3 Super Coppas in a row. Like, who cares, man? Like, yeah, it'll be nice, but doing the 3-peat Coppa, but it's all about the Scudetto, Inzaghi, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me tell you something. If I see anything more than 4 losses, I want Inzaghi dash him. Nothing but success and victory will be tolerated this year. Yeah, I think we're all the same vibe. I mean, once you get to a Champions League final, it shows the strength of your squad. Lots of people disagreed with me last year around the squad. I think it showed that we were, very, very strong in the end. Eduardo, another one of the guys who always supports the channel. Appreciate you. And here comes in with a very big donation to start off the season. Thank you very much, brother. Sup, Shams, the top priority next season is that second star. Nothing else matters. Of course, also qualify out of UCL group stage. Yeah, that's minimum now. We should, I don't want to jinx it. We're in pot 2 this year. It should mean that we don't end up with the group of death, but we know with Inter, we always somehow end up with the group of death anyway. But we all know there's no excuse for not winning it. Let's go for those 8K. Yeah, thank you, Eduardo, and always thank you for your support. And hopefully you're enjoying this t-shirt, because I know you've recently acquired a Limone Ball t-shirt, so I hope you are enjoying it. Hey, Sharma, Language Tours. By the way, Language Tours, you need to get in touch with me, because you and Filippo's already got in touch with me. You also won the Enjoy Limone Ball tee, because we did a live giveaway, but I didn't know how to get in touch with you. I did message on the Discord, so you need to get in touch with me, Language Tours, and we need to get you your prize. If you are a Limone Ball enjoyer, if not, then you can pass on the gift. But if you are a Limone Ball enjoyer, then you should be getting this t-shirt. Can really make a good run every competition. Yeah, we'll see. That we have to see by the end of the transfer window, Mattia, to see what team the Marotta, Ausilio, and co build. Uche, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. I'm almost too confident we'll win this league this year. I don't see us having real competition. That's the thing in Serie A. It's not even about just Inter. It's just like when you look at the competition, Napoli, they had a chance to really grab the league. They're financially now, because of Juve's trouble, you could say that Napoli are actually financially the best team in Italy, because they're like have zero debt. They make profits. They don't, they're not in any financial difficulty. They've got their wage budget is quite under control. They could build not dynasty, but they could build like a 2 or 3 year cycle. But now with Spalletti leaving and Rudy Garcia coming in, and Kim Min-jae leaving, like, I don't know, and then everyone else, you're seeing what Milan are doing, what Juve are doing or not doing. The competition is what it is. It's not that high, as I kept saying last season. Even though Napoli performed like a super team, there is no super team in Serie A. They just overperformed so much. But whether or not we win the league, I think Inzaghi should still be our coach for the foreseeable future, except he somehow finishes like 7th. Yeah, I mean, today's rumor said that, his contract renewal is imminent. It's imminent. Yeah, I'll message you on I'll DM you on Twitter afterwards, Weddy. I'll remember to do that if you're interested in the Discord. So yeah, it looks like he's going to get his little 1-year renewal because his contract expires at the end of this new coming season. So yeah, he probably won't be fired, but again, it depends. It depends on the circumstances. If what happened in the first year happens again, what we did bottling against Milan, then I think it's like, again, it's not the end of the world, but something like it's just not acceptable. This is your 3rd goal now. Ilimbo, we trust that to see Onana doesn't want to go, and seeing all the love he's receiving from young Interisti today. Yeah, I mean, like, the Onana thing is like he's not pushing to go, but he's not really like against this. Like, you can really easily say no to this. So I know what Matteo Barzaghi today is trying to do. Like, yeah, we know like Onana, how Hakimi left. He didn't want to leave, but at the same time, this guy, the rumors of PSG was like 2 or 3 days and he was gone. Like, yes, they're not pushing to leave, but it's not like they're really pushing to stay either. So yeah, I can see why people would be frustrated about that. But again, I think these guys know, like, Premier League, the money, everything. Ajax, Ten Hag, he's played under him before, Onana, so I think he wants to move. Nobody expected Napoli last year. Who can surprise the world this time around? Yeah, exactly. It could be Roma this year. It could be anyone. That's the thing with Serie A. That's why I think it's really an exciting league right now. The most exciting league, in my opinion, as much as, obviously the money is in the Premier League. I think with Lukaku, we can win the league. It's going to be another top 4. Yeah, exactly. That's why they're pushing for Lukaku, Joe. That's why Inzaghi is all in on Lukaku, as much as people might disagree. The management, Inzaghi, they all think that Lukaku would bring a fit Lukaku, which is, we didn't get that last year. A fit Lukaku would bring the Scudetto back to Inter, and I agree with them. But I just hope they don't push themselves too far financially for that. No, Joseph, it is a must. It is a must. It is a must. Marotta, especially in his time at Inter, he's going to be his 7th year now, I think, at Inter, and he's only got 1 Scudetto. That's not good enough even for Marotta. Should we renew Inzaghi before the season starts? Yeah, they are. I think that's what's about to happen. And I think, we said it after the Champions League final. I thought they were going to renew him straight after that, because going into the season ending with your coach's contract expiring isn't ideal. Because then we know already free agent, like we saw the Skriniar contract expiring. Those types of rumors can cause troubles. Imagine if Inzaghi's contract is expiring, and you're talking about, I don't know, Spurs are interested or Chelsea are interested. These teams out there are interested, and it derails our season and it causes too much chaos. Once Ibanez exit Roma, if squad day and winning anything, man, is the definition of mid. Well, I mean, I think Indica's probably going to be already the replacement for him, left centre back. But anyway, let's get into it now, guys. Yeah, no, Armenian Interista, we're not going to really talk about that stuff. Again, that's still ongoing. They're talking about 55 million is going to be the deal, 50 plus bonuses to reach 55. But we're not going to focus on that today. We've made videos on that, and we'll continue making videos on that. Today's focus is on the big press conference from yesterday from Inzaghi. And by the way, guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, every year Inzaghi, he's growing into this, like, from the, yo penso que, I mean, he still does that, but like, he's still, obviously, that's his personality. He's not the commander, the comandante like Conte, like the drill sergeant, but you can see he's becoming, a bit more driven, a little bit more, how he's got a nickname Limone, but there's also, after the end of last season, the new nickname came up for him, Demone Inzaghi, the demon. You can see he's got the demon eyes right there. And let's get straight into his press conference from yesterday. Lots of questions asked, lots of things to cover. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna ignore your comments for a little while because I'm just going to be going through these and then coming back and forth between your comments. Yeah, of course. The second, first, second, third is a good like average record, but again, in terms of how much we've spent on the wages and everything, and you know what the pitch has shown that this team should have won Scudetto. But anyway, first question on to Inzaghi was, only 1 month. Oh my God, it's only been a month since the very intense end of the season. What spirit are you going into in the new season? He says there's a real desire. We ended a long, intense season, 57 games, guys. We forget how much this Inter team played last season. Like we went at the end of every competition, like we pushed Coppa Italia right to the end, Supercoppa right to the end, Champions League right to the end. Obviously, you have to play right to the end in Scudetto, but like mentally and physically, these guys were pushed to the limits last season. So we must remember that. But I hope they take that disappointment of the last game, the Champions League final, into the next year. And he also talked about, season tickets already snapped up. The excitement, the hype is already there. Like once again, Inter fans around the world, well, mainly the ones in Italy based, but selling out the season tickets already. Fantastic work. Yeah, that's the first time Kirby he's going to say it. So there is the next question. So they ask him, all right, is the Scudetto an objective? I like whoever asked this as well. Inter's DNA is to win, he said. It's a huge target like it is for every team. We know that here at Inter, we must, guys, we must be fighting to get the second star. We must. We must. We will give it our all, and that from tomorrow onwards, that will be our big aim. And that's it, guys. That is the paragraph. And this is the paragraph that our season will be built along. And this is the paragraph that he will be judged along this whole year. I mean, I judged him on that anyway. But usually, as Kirby says, he's the one, he said it for the first time himself. Usually it's Marotta. Every year, that's the thing. Marotta said it every year since the beginning that, we won the second star. But Inzaghi's always been kind of like, yeah, we'll see. But this time, Inzaghi himself has said it. And there's no hiding. There's no hiding spot for Inzaghi. There's no hiding spot. There's no hiding spot. It has to be brought home, guys. It has to be brought home. Obviously, again, we need to wait until the end of the transfer window. Marotta has to give him the team that he needs. He needs the squad to go deep in at least 2 competitions, which means, 25-man squad needed. But track record of Marotta and Ausilio is that they deliver the squad needed to challenge for the Scudetto. Remember, even after Conte left, I was one of the most interested. We were doubting that we were going to crumble. We're not going to be good enough. We might even struggle to finish top 4. I think I predicted us to finish 3rd that year when Inzaghi came, but no, we challenged for the Scudetto right until the end. Again, squad built. Should have won the Scudetto. Squad was built for that. Last season, squad was built to win the Scudetto, but in the end, we went deep into the Champions League instead. So again, there's a lot of rebuild going on, but track record of Marotta throughout his career is the squad will be built to Inzaghi's needs and to the needs of the Serie A, which are not that high. So Inzaghi has to deliver on that. It has to deliver on that 100%. 100%. Glad tickets are sober, can't see the reasons. Oh, okay, Count De Angeli, you and Lord Foxtrot, every single day when I make videos, it's always you two. I barely ever have seen positive comments from you guys. It's always the end of the world. It's always doomsday. Onana's leaving now. So it means that it's the Inter team's going down to Serie B. Like every single year, there's always that. Like you guys, I love you guys. You guys support the channel with your comments, and Count De Angeli is also a channel member. But you guys, man, You guys kill me every single time. But appreciate you, and of course, that's all about. Everyone has different opinions. That's what the world and this channel is all about. I welcome all different opinions. Appreciate you, Julian. Thank you. I love hearing this from Ilona. Yes, Oliver, 100%. I love hearing it too. I love Inzaghi, so I hope we get to start with him. Yeah, and someone made reference to that in terms of Inzaghi is the second or after since Mancini, he's the coach that has the most time spent at Inter, like consecutively. Mourinho left after 2 years, Conte left after 2 years. We really have to go back to Mancini, 2004, 2008. Was that 4 years he stayed at Inter, Mancini? So he's in his third season now. I would definitely love for Inzaghi to. I think he deserves it, but of course he needs to show that he deserves it. Inzaghi proved himself as the king of cups. There's no doubt about that. There's nothing he can prove there. The next level is Scudetto. Yeah, now he needs to prove to us 38 games, concentration, keeping these players disciplined. Barella, all of this, I don't want to see that next year. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear about, they're meeting again, the players without Inzaghi. They're meeting to talk about what's going wrong. I don't want to hear about any of these meetings at the Piano Gentile. I don't want to hear about, we'll do better next game, or like 12 losses. I never want to see that in my life again, for sure. 12 losses, that was embarrassing. Never want to see that again. Not just Inzaghi, on these players as well, because as you guys remember, I blamed a lot of what happened last season on the players more than Inzaghi. But obviously, at the end of the day, we have to hold Inzaghi accountable. The quality of this Turan will be important, 100%. So moving on, what will be the hardest challenge this year? Starting the third year makes me extremely proud. It's been reached thanks to the club and players who have helped me along the way. There are always huge challenges to face every year. Our cup runs in the last 2 years are almost perfect. Of course, he has to mention his cup. He loves his cup. We lost against Liverpool and the final in Istanbul. In the league, we finished second and third. We'll work hard to try and do even better. You must do better, brother. You must in the league. Then, asked about the transfer market. How's it going? Any further news on Lukaku? I'm in line with the management. We're working hard. It's normal that it's not an easy market, but we are operating in the best way possible. We all know about Thuram, Frattesi, Bisek, and there's the return of Di Gennaro, the new third goalkeeper. We know what Lukaku means and what he did for us in that second part of the season last year. And now this is the key part. We fought hard to get him back and we'll try hard again, but he is another club's player. So even last season, guys, when Inzaghi signed for Inter, he was really looking forward to working with Lukaku, and he was heartbroken when he saw Lukaku sold a few weeks after he joined. And then last season, when he saw that Lukaku could come back, he pushed. He really, really wanted Lukaku at Inter. Unfortunately, we know how it went with his injuries. It didn't quite work out. Took him ages afterwards to get back to match fitness. But then we saw the last 2 or 3 months of the season what he is. And Inzaghi clearly really, really loves Lukaku. The management clearly really, really loves Lukaku as well. Lukaku was also in love with Inter. So they're trying to make that happen. I know he is the most opinion-splitting player right now in the transfer window when it comes to Interisti. Some people love him. Some people hate him. Some people call him La Caca. Some people think he will deliver us to Scudetto. But the fact of the matter is, Inter are trying really hard to get him. And, at the moment, the rumors are saying we've put in another bid, 30 million euros flat. But Chelsea want more and are working with Inter to get more bonuses. So let's see how that happens. I really hope we don't push ourselves too far. As much as I do like Lukaku, especially as a person, but financially that becomes really, really expensive. Then moving on, there's the Japan tour so soon. Is there any Japanese guys in here, by the way? if anyone's from Japan's tuning in, I know there's a couple of guys here that tune in from Japan. Shouts out to you guys. It would be great to know anyone that's going to the Japan tour. Yeah, so they basically asked how complete would you like the squad to be? So Japan tour is in a couple of weeks. So yeah, he says obviously every coach would like that. It would be great, but the market is unpredictable. And then this one I found interesting in terms of, has Inter made the final step? Will you be fighting to win the season's Champions League? And then yeah, he talked about like we saw in the Champions League there wasn't a lot of distance between us, Man City, and we matched them. Like I think we can agree on that. And not just Man City in terms of, the other teams like Benfica, Porto, Milan. Like we saw, Inter's level isn't too far off the big teams. It's just that those little components here and there, the depth of the bench and things like that. There's still a few things missing, but we're not far off these teams. So that's what he wanted to talk about there. In the last 2 years, we worked hard to try and bridge this gap. We've got better, and it will be extremely tough to repeat what we did, but there's a real desire and hope to do so. And then here, Brozovic. So he was asked about Brozovic. He didn't speak about him, specifically, but he said, I would like to generally speak about all the pads. What the hell? What kind of translation is this? This is the official Inter website. He was saying about all the players who have left and made history with Inter in all these years. They were all outstanding. So yeah, this is where, we know Inzaghi is, this is where he never singles out players or speaks negatively about anyone. The decision has been made to rejuvenate the squad and bring the age down, and we wish that the newcomers can do just as well right in the future. And that's definitely what's happening, guys. Remember, I was talking about it since Marotta said it last season at some point. I always kept saying, like, this summer I'm holding him accountable to what he said, because he said we need to improve our scouting and rejuvenate the squad. And until now, Thuram, Fratesi, Bisek, and Grigori if you want to count it, but those three main signing, 23, 25, 22, 21, Bisek. Younger, more athletic, pace, some dribbling. A lot of the complaints that we had last season, they've been addressed already. So Inter going in a slightly different direction compared to previous season, but that's the direction that we've all been asking for. So no complaints from me there. Next question, will rotation be used again this season? This season, there will be only one midweek game in the league, but we'll have cup games to contend with, so we'll need all the players. So yeah, remember guys, last season was a bit of an anomaly because of the World Cup, and we had to condense the playing time in the league more. So there were more midweek games than ever before. Whereas this year, it will be, obviously there will be some midweek ones as well, but it will be more stretched out. It's a normal season this year. So that's why also Inzaghi rotated a lot more. As he said, everyone really gave a helping hand. But at the same time, I don't know what you guys think, the rotation really worked though. I think, the fact that he rotated quite a lot, maybe he doesn't need to rotate that much as he did at the end of last year. It was literally, as you said, 57 games back to back. Sometimes after 2 or 3 days, he had to. But I think there is learning to take from that he can rotate. Like he doesn't have to play the same 11 the strongest 11 every single time. And especially the front line, if you have like someone like Thuram coming in, and if you get Lukaku and Lautaro, and let's see who number 4 is, if it still is El Chuchu Correa. He likes rotating his strikers, but I think it showed towards the end of last season that rotation actually does benefit the team. It's the first time in your contract is in the last year with Inter. How does that feel? So this one he kind of said, I'm relaxed about all this. I've spoken to the club about this. Will Lautaro be captain? Does money from Saudi Arabia scare you? Offers come and defending players is becoming even more difficult. Regarding the captain, is right to speak with the whole squad first before commenting. By the way, let's talk about that quickly. I think Lautaro will be the captain, because if we go by how Inter decide captains, which is seniority in terms of time spent at the club. That's how it was, wasn't it? So when Handanovic wasn't captain and D'Ambrosio was on the pitch, then it would be D'Ambrosio. If Handanovic and D'Ambrosio are not on, it was Brozovic. If Brozovic was not on, it was Skriniar. And then when Skriniar was not on the pitch, it was Lautaro. And so on and so forth. So I think it's going to be Lautaro. And I think Lautaro showed as well last season in terms of leadership. He stepped up. He calmed down a little bit. He's always been a bit of a hothead. And I think he showed growth in that last season. And I think he had some of his better performances as a captain as well, Lautaro. So, yeah, I think it will be Lautaro. What do you guys think? I mean, it's a different question between who do you think it will be and who do you want it to be. I think it's between Barella and Lautaro, and I would give it to Lautaro, especially to give him that extra responsibility. Maybe convinces him to stay at Inter as well for the long term. So, yeah, what do you guys think in terms of the captaincy? Yeah, no, I agree with you on that count, Angeli, 100%. The selling Onana for that fee is definitely not good enough. I'd rather be done with Lukaku, start watching Lauti and Thuram cook. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. But these guys are in love with him. These guys are in love with Lukaku. Imagine Sensi tackling him in second training. Yeah, that's a guaranteed injury right there. Will Sensi get to play before he gets injured? Yeah, I think he'll get some time. He's been better. He was better at Monza. Then he got a serious injury at Monza, actually. He actually was pretty good at Monza in terms of injuries. He just got one big injury, unfortunately. Lautaro Capitano. Yeah, some people say Bastoni as well. I don't mind it. I mean, I think he's still a bit young. And he doesn't start. He doesn't because of his, he needs to captain his, his immune system first. Bastoni, this guy, he gets ill more than a baby. He needs to conquer his immune system and his fitness levels. But yeah, to me, Lautaro is a pretty easy choice. I would love Basta to be vice captain or even Bari. Yeah, I think again, like if you go by how Inter have done it, then it will be Lautaro and Barella vice, easy, because that's how they do it. De Vrij doesn't start. If De Vrij was a starter, then it would be, De Vrij and Lautaro, but De Vrij is not a starter. So, yeah, but De Vrij is probably going to be like D'Ambrosio, where if he starts, then and Lautaro doesn't start, then he gets it. But I hope they really get rid of that, to be honest. Like, they just need to decide, this guy is the captain, then this guy is the vice. Like, this kind of passing around the captain's arm. I remember there was one moment with Gagliardini. What game was it? It was one game where Gagliardini became captain. My goodness. I need to erase that from my memory. Gagliardini as captain. Lautaro will be the captain, vice captain. Yeah, Lauti captain, Nico vice. Yeah, probably. Limone still doesn't fully trust Basto. Yeah, exactly. So just for that reason as well, he's probably not ready to be captain as well. But with his new renewal as well, the armband can always, when you give it to someone, it gives that extra bit of responsibility where you have to switch on extra on and off the pitch. That's why Brozovic was never, Brozovic was just, he was given the captaincy, he was captain in the Champions League final, but he wasn't really, a captain, like never does interviews, never really led in terms of, by example, in terms of his body language. But, he definitely was one of our best players and one of our most long-serving players. I think a co-captaincy, Lauti and Barella would benefit both players, accelerate their maturity. Yeah, and again, to me, I know I've asked the question, but to me, it's not really too much of a big deal these days. I've always said it. The armband, as long as you've got multiple leaders in your team, that's what's important. The armband is, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's more of a admin thing, you have to do as a captain. If you're club captain, you have to do a lot of other things, like you have to attend charity events, you have to be the spokesperson, you have to do interviews, all that kind of stuff, and you have to do the fines, if players late in training. The captain is usually the guy managing these kind of things, the parties, Christmas parties, like organizing these kind of things. Captaincy, out of side of the pitch comes with other responsibilities as well. Thank you, Freddie, for the donation. Appreciate it, brother. I don't think we can sell Sensi. Maybe we should keep him as 6th midfielder instead of getting Pereira since we can't afford Samardzic. Yeah, I'm never against keeping Sensi because quality-wise, always, you guys know if you follow me for a few years, I was in love with Sensi as a footballer. Like, I was so close to getting, I never get names at the back of the shirt. Sensi was the closest I was about to get to get that number. Was he 23? No, Barella's 23. What was Sensi's number? 20? 21? I can't remember. But yeah, I was close to getting Sensi's number at the back. Or was it 12? 12 Sensi. But anyway, yeah. Quality-wise and what he did at Monza last year in terms of he stayed fit most of the season. He wasn't too bad. And he's in the last year of his contract. So we're not going to get much money for him if we sell him. I think his residual value on the books is 7 million. I struggle to see anyone really paying that unless Monza do us a favor in this kind of, Carboni's gone out to them on loan. We're interested in Augusto, their left back. They had Sensi. They didn't take the option to buy him, but maybe we can negotiate something like a big, conglomerate Rico deal where Carboni plus Sensi and we get Augusto, I don't know, something. But yeah, I honestly wouldn't mind him. I honestly wouldn't mind Sensi as a sixth choice, 100%. Yeah, because I don't really, as much as I like Samardzic, I really like Samardzic, but yeah, Shakir's asking about him as well, but it's too expensive. Like, they're talking about 20-25 million for a 6th choice. Yeah, I mean, in normal conditions as Inter, we were fine financially. I would be like, yeah, get Samardzic, Frattesi, Barella, Hakan, Aslani, like stacked midfield. But realistically, that sounds like a little bit overkill to me. I'd rather get someone like him or Pereira or Kamada. I don't know why we're not interested in Kamada. I would instantly get Kamada, and midfield is done, dusted, sorted. But apparently we're not interested in him. So, yeah, that's definitely a concern for next year. Like, who is going to be the leaders in this team with this rejuvenation that's going on? There was leaders off the pitch as well, like D'Ambrosio, Andanovic, of course, Kordas, as much as he was a meme mascot player. These are all experienced, calm heads in the dressing room that can help in difficult moments. But at the same time, Tom, we saw last season, the team crumbled at times, even with all these leaders in there, crumbling to 12 losses in the season. Sometimes I feel like, you see a team like Arsenal, that Arsenal have bloody Martin Odegaard as their captain, like this 23, 24-year-old Norwegian quiet guy. Like, he's not captain material. We all know that Xhaka is really the captain in the Arsenal team, but because of the stuff that's happened with Xhaka and the fans, and they had to give it to someone else, and they gave it to Odegaard because he had the clean, I guess. He might be off the pitch a good captain, maybe more vocal than he looks like, but these days I feel like it's more about, not even these days, always it's about having multiple leaders within your team. And some players have to step up to that role. Like, we're waiting for Barella to make that mature step up. Like, we're still seeing a bit of those immature moments, when he's flailing his arms and complaining, things like that. Bastoni, of course, now he's got this big long-term contract. Maybe he steps up. These guys now been starters for a while. Just because of their age doesn't mean they can't be leaders. They've got plenty of experience now for Italy and Inter. Bro, that game where he was the last sub and he got injured as soon as he got in was the end of his career at Inter, but it was so good. Yeah, I know which one is it. Was it like Genoa or somewhere? Like, yeah, I know which one you mean. It was crazy. He came on and got injured as the last sub, and then we had to play with like 10 men pretty much at the end of the game, didn't we? Hey, Aris Bastoni, hope you're doing well, brother. Back to Inzaghi's press conference. Yeah, so I think Lautaro will be given the captaincy. 1 second. Let me just take a quick sip of water. Then we go into the whoa. Yo, what did it go all the way down? Oh yeah, fourth game of the season is the derby. How important is it to start off strongly in the league campaign? It'll be vital to start off well. Last year we didn't get off to the best start. I don't look at the fixture list much because on paper the last 2 months of the season should have been the most difficult, but we practically won them. Yeah, that's true. This year the start looks seemingly easier on paper, but every game is difficult. Yeah, that Monza game, I don't care how we do it. If it's Lautaro scoring with his bum, Bisek scoring with his pec or his, pinky, I do not care. We have to start with a win like we did against Lecce and then continue that into the coming games. And we cannot lose the derby fourth game because as much as it doesn't really matter, what you could lose the game, fourth game, you can recover for the rest of the season. But you just know that sets, remember, guys, when we lost that game against Milan, it just set the pace for the rest of the season, didn't it? In the league anyway. You're just like, this is not Scudetto winning team. This is not Scudetto winning team. That was my feeling coming out of that game when we lost 3-2 to Milan. I was so angry. That was definitely the angriest I've been the whole season last year. That through 3-2, because I thought these guys should have been burned into their brain that these guys lifted that trophy in front of your eyes. Di Marco, Lautaro were crying on the last match day. These guys were crying. These guys were singing songs about you. They were singing songs about Hakan, and you went and lost that derby early on in the season like that. So annoying. So that definitely cannot happen this season. That definitely cannot happen. Sam, when Limone was chasing the game. Yeah, Sam, not Genoa. Sam, that's the one. And yeah, thank you, Mattia, for reminding the people. Hey, we got Victor, the meme king, the meme lord of Twitter, coming through. And yeah, of course, we know Nicola Gagliardini, Monza, first match day is written in the stars. Put it, I'm not even a betting man, but I might just have a look at what the odds are just to put £5 on that. How do you get membership again in the app? I think you can't do it via the app, Victor. Sorry. But I appreciate you asking anyway. But I think you can only do it via the... Oh, no. Apparently it says you close the chat and find the join button below the video. Yeah, maybe. I actually don't even know. But I appreciate you. I appreciate all the support, by the way, regardless of whether you are a channel member or not. If you're not a channel member, I'm not going to call you a cheapskate, but no, I'm joking. I appreciate you all. Yeah, by the way, we're going to start off that again. So any new channel members, one thing I stopped doing was posting. So every time we get a new member, posting the donation, your first donation goes to the Fondazione Pupi, Javier Zanetti's charity. So we're starting that again because we didn't continue that towards the end of last season, but now we're restarting that because I completely forgot about it towards the end of last season. I'll be real. So we'll kickstart that again. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, so Onana, they're asking about Onana. What will happen if Onana leaves? Onana will be joining us training camp tomorrow. So today, every squad. So this is an important thing, guys. Here, Inzaghi's understanding of Inter situation. Every squad, and he said again, the translation here is stupid. He said every squad in Italy must sell before buying, but I'm certain that we'll be competitive. We realize we have to live within the realms of the market in modern football, but we aim to be competitive. We are also very intelligent and productive in the market last year too. It's the reality now, guys. You look at what Juventus is having to do. Today they've put up Bonucci on the market because they can't afford a salary. He needs to go. McKennie put on the market. He needs to go. They're probably going to have to sell Vlahovic or Chiesa. Minimum, they need to make, a big plus net income like we did after Conte left. Milan, you saw they sold Tonali and now they're reinvesting that money. Before that, I don't really know how much money Cardinale was going to spend. Napoli, only after now selling Kim Min-jae, they're probably going to spend that money to bring in. Like, that's the reality of the situation in Italy, to be honest. So it was frustrating a couple of years ago when it was just Inter because of our situation was worse than others, but now it's not worse than others, where everyone else is in the same predicament, which levels the playing field. There's no Juve. That's the good thing. There's no Juve that can just buy their way out. I mean, they tried to, and now finally they were punished. But there's no Juve that have got the Champions League income and all these extra crazy revenues to help them, and of course these other under the table dealings that they were doing to be able to compete. So that's the reality, and Inzaghi understands that. This is why he was hired, and this is why Zhang loves him over Conte, because he doesn't ask for players, as he said himself. Yeah, the unfortunate truth of Serie A. So will I join the Fratesi fraternity? Yeah, I might have to, Ahmed. This Fratesi fraternity is killing it on Twitter. And I've always liked Fratesi as well, even though people for some reason were like cooking me for something. Like some people were comparing him to Vecino, and I was just like, oh yeah, I see something. And then like people were like, what are you saying? You can't compare it to Vecino. Oh my goodness, you stupid idiot. But I do like Fratesi, and I think but someone needs to make the what's it called, the profile picture for me. Someone needs to make a profile picture for me. But I'm ready to join the Fratesi frat. I hope there's no initiation ceremony. It's a sign that Onana is leaving. Nothing here anybody can do. We need to replenish, and he'll be sacrificed. Good thing is that him as well as Hakimi will open to come back. Yeah, but at the same time, Eduardo, because of where they've gone, Hakimi to PSG and Onana to Premier League, it always makes it difficult to bring them back because of the wages and things. I mean, yeah, Man United is probably a bit better in terms of they're not paying crazy wages to Onana, but they're paying him like 7 million, which is already would make him the highest paid in our team. So even there, like if you just bring him back on loan, it would be like crazy. But yeah, I guess it like leaves the door open to potential comebacks later on down the line. Hey Sean, hope you're doing well, brother. Going back to watch the whole stream through. Yeah, no, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. We were in the mud financially before it was cool. Now everybody does exactly. We were the trendsetters. Man, you know what? No one, those uncle slippers, no one gives, like, people used to make fun of me at university like 7-8 years ago, but now everyone wants to wear these slippers now, these Indian chappals. If you know, everyone wants to wear these now. But like those Birkenstock ones, the sandals, like this, everyone loves these now. But when I used to wear them, they used to like, make fun of me. And now everyone wants to join the comfy gang, like this type of vibe. Crocs, yeah, like Crocs as well. Like I've always been comfy gang over everything else, and now this is cool. So yeah, this is like Inter being broke before everyone. Now it's cool. Your fade is a boy. Hey, thank you, bro. Got my trim today. I knew I was gonna do a live stream today, so I was like, I need to do something. But anyway, let's go back to Inzaghi's interview. Oh yeah, they ask him about ESPN, who, by the way, makes them make the most trash lists on the face of the earth. But apparently Inzaghi was in the top 10 of head coaches in the world, which is good. At least they got some ball knowledge there. And he said, it gives me enormous pleasure. I saw and read about it. Hope to gain further positions in the future. And now this is the funny one, guys. This is the funny one. I don't know who asked this. Do you believe in Il Tucu Correa? And of course, that's his boy. And of course, people claim he is also my boy. I'm known as the leader of the Correa sexuals, even though Mr. Nima Tavali was the one who said he was going to be the surprise player of the season when he joined Inter. But, let's not speak about that. So yeah, he says, yes, the players I coach are the best in the world for me. Like this guy never ever speaks badly about his players. You're speaking about a great player who has yet to reach his full potential. The brother is 29. He's going to be 29. When is he going to be 29, this guy? My goodness. Joaquin Correa. He hasn't reached his full potential. My goodness. He's 28. 13th of August. In exactly 1 month, he's going to be 29. And this guy's talking about he's not reached his potential. He's treating him like he's bloody Charles de Ketelaar or something, bro. Like, at least that guy's like 21. This guy's 29. Yet to reach his potential. But we have great faith in him because we know he has outstanding abilities. Brother, if you don't tell your boy to get on the phone to his agent, get on the phone to the Saudi teams, and get him the hell out of here, man. Get him the hell out of here. 2 seasons. And you guys know, like, after the first season, I was willing to give him that second season because even a lot of people were calling him a flop after the first season, Correa. But I was like, objectively, when Correa played for Inter in that first season, Inter used to play better football. Like, the best football Inter played under Inzaghi in the first season was when Correa played, even though he didn't provide too many goals and assists. I think he only finished with like 6 goals and 1 or 2 assists the first season. And all the injuries were like, okay, maybe if he can stay fit, do double-digit numbers. But somehow he puts up one of the stinkiest seasons I've ever seen from an Inter player last year. So there is no hope left in Correa. He just needs to go. And then, the other questions. I mean, they're asking about Milinkovic-Savic. He's like, I don't want to speak about other people's choices. He's a great player. He's made his decision. He's still young, could come back to Europe, which I can see that happening with Brozovic as well. They ask him, would you choose Scudetto or play Champions League final next season? Interesting question. He says, even though we didn't win the league last season, we had an incredible campaign. We had special nights with our fans. Also, in the final against City, it seemed like Inter had won it. So basically, you didn't answer that question. This is a good indication to, moving forward. We've seen rumors of... No, guys, it's not going to be Correa redemption. It's not going to be Correa redemption. Yeah, 20 raw profit. Inzaghi is the real leader of the Correa sectionals. Exactly. No, he's never scored more than double digits, bro. Never. But yeah, in terms of goalkeepers, we've seen rumors of Donnarumma come up to the last couple of days, but he said we've had some great goalkeepers who can use their feet these past 2 years, so it's certainly an important attribute for us. So the goalkeeper that Inter signed has to be able to play with their feet, confirmed by Inzaghi. And it doesn't say here, I don't know why they're not translating the full quote. Like he said, I had Pepe Reina at Lazio because he used to prefer Pepe Reina to Strakosha a lot of times, the Albanian guy who plays for Brentford. But he preferred Pepe Reina because of his ball playing ability. So Donnarumma is awful. Like, he is not even average with the ball at his feet. He is really, really bad. So he cannot be one of the options as a goalkeeper. And he earns way, way too much anyway. But yeah, that's the profile Inzaghi wants, a ball playing goalkeeper. And then an interesting question for Primavera merchants. Will you promote any young players from the Primavera? Carboni will be with us in pre-season after he's making his debut. He played in some tough games and grew a lot from the experience. A year with the man has done him a world of good. So this season, he will be with us. Cap. Absolute cap. This guy lying through his teeth. Because 3 exactly, as the only one says, 3 hours later, I don't know if it was 3 hours later, Carboni was confirmed to be going on loan to Monza. Hilarious. This guy hates young players. He just hates young players. Cooking abilities must be hell of a barbecue chef. Yeah, Correa definitely is. Then Zanotti is going out on loan to Switzerland. Esposito and others will join us, and it'll be up to them to show they're up to standards to represent Inter. But yeah, we know, guys. The one I'll give one name. I'll give one name that I have. I'm not saying Inzaghi will play him, but I like. There's one guy I like from the Primavera, Akin Sanmiro, Nigerian boy that we signed in January, February. Ebenezer Akin Sanmiro, centre mid, box to box centre mid. I like him. And he was rumored he might have started the last game against Torino, but he didn't. But he was in the squad, and he was in the squad against Napoli as well. So if there's one guy that I would keep an eye out for is Akin Sanmiro. I don't know how much space he'll get. I think if we don't get enough midfielders, he might get some time in pre-season. But that's the guy I'm looking out for. Ebenezer Akin Sanmiro, Niger boy. Another interesting question. Frattesi Barella, they can play together just as they've shown for Italy's national team. Thuram is a serious player with a very strong physical presence. He's had some excellent season and is a really valuable player. And then, he says, is still a good player, not really revealing much. But wow, we've almost spent an hour just covering Inzaghi. We need to cover Marotta now. But overall, impressed by Inzaghi. Second star is the mission. He's confident that the squad will be built by Marotta and co before the start of the season to be able to compete for Scudetto and deeper on Champions League. And he thinks Barella Frattesi can play together. So, and he also gave names. Excuse me. He also gave some names around what he wants. So he said, we need a centre back, to replace Skriniar. We need a goalkeeper, obviously. He talked. We need a sixth midfielder, and we need a striker. So he was very clear what he wants. 4 players that he clearly, explicitly asked for. But even without asking them, we needed them anyway. Like numerically, we need those players. So pressure on Marotta, Ausilio, and co to deliver that. No, 100% Marvel. I think we know now. Track record, Lazio 4 years, Inter now coming into the 3rd year. Like, it's not. Every manager we know has their positives, negatives in terms. This is definitely one of Inzaghi's weaknesses. It is what it is. It is what it is. If I was Inter's management, I would actually give Inzaghi the kind of incentive to be like, in our financial condition. Like, imagine you bring up a Carboni or a, Bellanova last year to a level where, like, let's say even re-sign, you played Bellanova, you developed him enough well to a level that you can redeem him for 7, and then you can sell him for double, like just straight, just like that. Or you even bring in, Carboni a few games just to get his value up, get him to what we saw Casadei, 15 to 20 million. You can just, in our condition, that type of model will be very, very useful. Then you don't even have to sell the big players if you're able to make money off the younger players like that. I didn't actually check all the pictures from today, but I'm guessing some of these internationals are coming back a bit later than others. So, you'll see players coming, in and out more in the later days because some players were, doing later things with their national teams as well. Donnarumma, big yes. No, as I said, Count De Angelis, his ball playing ability, unfortunately, modern football, and as Inzaghi himself has said, is very, very important, and he is awful. And that's why probably Luis Enrique doesn't really fancy him. And now let's do it with Marotta. I'm going to go through the Marotta ones a bit quicker. We know he's a politician anyway. You can never really read too much into what Marotta is saying. He defended Inzaghi a little bit at the beginning, which is good to see. He faced a lot of criticism throughout the season, but in the end, he took this club somewhere they hadn't been for many years. Good. Inzaghi was left undefended for way too long last year. Media attacks, fan attacks, left, right, and center. This guy was being eaten by wolves, but he responded well, and he deserved the club defending him. We've been present, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, summer transfer window is already well underway. We have a great sporting director, Bacin, Ausilio. Yeah. We are building the team in accordance with the guidelines that the owners have given us, which we know is a ±0 net transfer. We've shown over the years that even without massive investment, we can build a great team. That's true. We have to give them credit for that. That's true. And then the coach has always made the best of the players available to him. There are 40 days until the last start of the season and the transfer window. Rest assured, and this is where we know we have to hold him accountable for. Rest assured, we'll put together a competitive team and that we're following a slightly different model than in our recent years. And I said, he's right in this. As I said, I was looking for this and he's delivering on this for now. Fratesi, Thuram, Bisek, 23, 25, 22. Rejuvenation, younger, more athleticism. He is Inter going in a slightly different model, and I like it. A further source of pride for us is the players playing for Mancini, so Italian players, and yeah, this is why, Fratesi, again, adding another Italian international to the team. That's something that Marotta always does wherever he goes. Sampdoria, Juve, Inter, he likes to build an Italian core to the team. Inter will be competitive because we're all hungry for it, and all the directors being here today shows that there's a unified team behind the scenes, which is vital. And obviously, he is doing some deriding for Zhang. Obviously, guys, he's paid handsomely by Zhang. He is going to speak well of the owners, whatever we think of them, whatever you guys think of them. He is going to say positive. He's going to speak positively to the guy that pays his salary. But we'll skip over that. One thing I liked Marotta, he attacked or gave a little bit of attack to the Italian league, to the FIGC, to the way things are being done in Italy. It's been around a month since Italian saw 3 teams, 3 finalists in European Cups, seeing some success. But on the other hand, the gap is continuing to grow. As you know, the negotiations for broadcasting rights are ongoing, but there's no agreement yet. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but Italy's broadcasting renewals are up for renewal, and the last contract was around 1 billion, and this is the domestic ones, by the way, not the outside. Those are much lower anyway. But even in domestic market, they're saying that they might not get the 1 billion. They said that the offer on the table for now is maybe half of that, so 500 million. So imagine that. Imagine that. The one, even in the domestic market, if you're struggling to sell the product, then you're in big trouble, guys. Big trouble. But let's see how those negotiations go on, because I think it's part of the negotiations. Obviously the broadcasters wants to, they're going to offer less money, but at the same time, the gap between 1 billion and 500 seems like quite a bit. So even if they find a middle ground, there's going to be around 700, 800. So let's see. But yeah, and global earnings are much less than that anyway. This is why you need someone like Marotta. Like Marotta wants to go in a role like this, but I think he's probably going to retire after Inter. But we need someone like Marotta, who's been in the club side, that knows the importance of increasing these revenue streams for the club to be at the top of the pile for Italian football. We need guys like these, or younger people, like a younger Marotta that's ready, hungry to take Italian football, Italian infrastructures by the scruff of the neck, work with the government as well to bring Italian football where it should be, because otherwise we're going to be left way behind. I know there's not much we can do about these bureaucratic problems when it comes to stadium building infrastructures. That's just how it is, unfortunately. He talks about the Saudi league. They're starting to buying players, which can weaken Italian football further, but also give us the opportunity to raise cash. One thing, it's actually quite short, but one thing Marotta didn't cover, which I wanted him to cover, and he said he was going to cover, was the Skriniar saga. because he said in an interview, he said, guys, wait to the end of the season. Around the Skriniar saga, there's things that we need to say to clarify, and we will do that at the end of the season. So it hasn't happened. I thought it was going to happen here. I was pretty sure. But it wasn't a Q&A with Marotta. That was the thing. Marotta took the mic, spoke for a few minutes on his own, and then left the stage to Inzaghi, who was doing the Q&A. But yeah, I do want to hear what Marotta has to say on that Skriniar saga. Yeah, if you guys have seen recently La Liga, like, and these are like little things that obviously cost a lot of money, but they're like very small. I mean, at the same time, La Liga chose not to pay for the goal line technology, so they're stuck in the ice age there. But at the same time, they are improving. They were one of the first ones to get 4K cameras, like all around. Like Serie A has 4K cameras, but they only use them for some shots. You can see them for like sideline shots, but La Liga has like 4K crisp quality cameras, like all around 360 degrees. Some of the replays, some of the angles that they can take, the graphics, like interactive graphics, like really, really good stuff they're doing for La Liga broadcasting. These are the type of steps you need to do to take it to the next level. I mean, recently we saw that Rock Nation, the agency that looks after Lukaku, Di Marco, the Stankovic brothers now. Stankovic's two sons are also Rock Nation now. They've signed a deal with Serie A, but we don't know what it actually entails. But this hopefully helps increase the exposure and marketing of Serie A. But yeah, we need to be doing things like that for sure to improve. Yeah, I've been reading about the Arab Al Nasser. I think the Leicester. Apparently, they haven't paid. Al Nasser didn't pay an installment to Leicester for Ahmed Musa, the Nigerian striker, and apparently they've got like a temporary transfer ban or like registration ban for a moment. But I'm sure it will be sorted. They'll pay that off. La Liga's broke like Serie A. But the thing with La Liga is they were capitalizing for past decade because of the Cristiano and Messi. So they were building off that, and they have two giants, powerhouses in Real Madrid and Barcelona that still bring in a lot of fan base, a lot of viewers. So that's the thing. That's the little difference with La Liga. They're in infrastructure as well. I mean, they never had really an issue with that. They already had good stadiums. They have also issues with the racism and things off the pitch and stuff like that they can improve on. But yeah, they're definitely also, definitely ahead of Serie A when it comes to a lot of these things. We'll see. Sometimes I'm shocked by how lousy Serie A actually. Yeah, but I think the thing is, Anthony, it's not even just the cameras; it's just the stadiums, Anthony. Like, there's how can you make this Hellas Verona, the Bente Godi, is such an ugly ass stadium? Like, how can you even if you had filters, even if you have 4K cameras? I mean, 4K cameras may actually make it look even uglier because then you see it in really its true ugliness. Like, even all due respect to Napoli, rest in peace Maradona soul, but the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, that is an ugly stadium. The atmosphere is great and all that, but it's like visually they're just old derelict stadiums. Like, some of them they're like health and safety hazards. Some of them, like San Siro, when it's full packed and people are jumping up and down, there's some of the foundations that are actually shaking. Like, there is, like, you're talking about health and safety hazards for some of these. It's like really hard to make them look good. Appreciate Milan fans watching my channel regularly. Hitobocci. Latin America, 50-60% of fans Real and Barca. Yeah, there you go. Like, I don't know, loads of Arab guys, like in Asia. Like, these two teams are just giants, absolute giants. Yeah, I'm missing Inter now. Definitely missing Inter. But can you fish in a stadium? Yeah, of course. We're the only team, we're the league in the world that you can actually fish between some of those little canal things that run between the tracks, the running tracks and the crowd. Crazy. Serious. Serie as. Yeah, of course, the early 2000s and 2010s is what helped them build that influence. But yeah, that was pretty much it in terms of the Marotta interview again. And not much to gain from that one, but I just like that he, fired some shots at like Italian football in general, and then said, we're going to build a good squad, which we're going to hold him accountable for. Let's finish up with the pictures from today, the training pictures, the players coming back. Pulisic, good signing for Cugini. Yeah, maybe. I'm unsure. Like, if he's going to have to play right wing, that's not really his position. He can play it. But obviously, it's an upgrade on Salamakers and Messias. Yeah, no, I like the Milan signing. I think I think their fans overreacted because of emotionally understand them, like Maldini leaving, Zlatan leaving, all in the space of a week, and then Tonali leaving. But yeah, like objectively, Tonali, good player, but 70 million for Tonali, that's a great deal. Being able to reinvest. I Loftus-Cheek. I like Loftus-Cheek. If you guys know me on this channel, I've mentioned him in the past. A ball-carrying centre midfielder, physicality, bit of athleticism. I would have liked him to see at Inter. I like that signing. Pulisic, as I said, I'm unconvinced, but he's an upgrade, which is easy to do, but still an upgrade on the other guys in right wing. So yeah, I think if you look past the emotional side, I think Milan will be fine. But yeah, let's have a look at some of the training pictures from today. The boys came back. Lautarito is center forward. He is the poster boy. As I said, he is going to be captain, guys. I'm 99% sure that he will be given the captaincy. Looking a bit podgy in the face. You can see, he's not looking like cut. His jawline is not quite visible. He's had a few asados and a few meals, but it is what it is. Enjoy. He definitely deserved the nice off season. Him, what he did for Inter, plus the World Cup, plus the ankle surgery as well. We rinsed him dry. He deserved a good break. So yeah, he just needs to work it off in the next couple of weeks. Let's see who else is there. Bisek, look at him, the new boy. He's a big boy. He is a big boy. I think he's like 6'4". Someone said 6'5". Like, he's a big boy. Like, he's having to duck underneath the some of the doorways. Looking good. Again, we know Inzaghi. Let's do some predictions, guys. Give me a predictions. How many minutes is Bisek going to play this season? So remember, Aslani Belanova played around, if I remember correctly. All right, let's bring it up into squad stats. I think it was about 680 minutes, if I remember correctly, because remember, I did like this little quiz last year at the end of the season. I think Belanova and Aslani were the lowest players in terms of minutes played. No, I'm bringing it up. But anyway, give me some predictions. I don't think if it's anything like Aslani and Belanova, I don't think he's reaching 1,000 minutes. So I'm saying he's not reaching 1,000 minutes, in my opinion. For now, let's see how the transfer market goes, because at the moment we haven't signed the real Skriniar replacement, so he may end up getting more minutes. But if we do get another centre back, quality centre back, I don't see this guy getting more than 1,000 minutes. 1,500 minutes. Yeah, I just don't see it, Nicola. I just don't see it. And it is a big step up as well, guys. Like, let's not forget, like, this guy is coming from not even Serie B or Serie A. Like, this guy's coming from the Danish league. This is like big step up. Big step up. So we have to give this guy time as well. I'm not even expecting, I'm not even too mad at Inzaghi if he doesn't play him too much at the beginning of the season. Similar to how Pioli managed Malik Thiaw at Milan. Like, he didn't play much at the beginning of the season, and then he brought him in, and then he became a starter towards the end of the season. But at least Malik Thiaw already had, Bundesliga experience. This guy's actually, did he have Bundesliga experience, or did he have he was Bundesliga B experience? But anyway, still more than Danish league probably. Onan stays bisexta Damian Benchage play 1,200. 700. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, he can play left and right, but that's what I mean, Freddie. It depends who we sign before the end of the season. If we sign someone like, you know, if it's someone like Azpilicueta, was going to be the rumored one, like an experienced guy, Inzaghi's going to play him. Azpilicueta probably could have played both sides as well, like left and right as well, and that would have took a lot of minutes away from Bisek. Yeah, but that's what you have to take into account, Nicola. Who your coach is. Inzaghi isn't that guy, is he? 60 minutes. That would be even less than Villanova got. Actually, Freddie, but at the moment, it doesn't look like it will be with Demiral. I was happy to read the other day that apparently Inzaghi thinks that's not the right profile, which I was happy about, because that's what I've been saying. If you want a right centre back, it has to be, Demiral is a pure defender. He's like De Vrij and Acerbi. They are pure defenders. They would be playing in the middle of the three. That's why he plays for Atalanta. That's why he doesn't. Gasperini doesn't play Demiral left centre back or right centre back, because he doesn't have the mobility, the ball playing ability to play those positions. So he can't be Demiral. But if he is like, let's say I'm like a seasoned player, 27, 28, 26-year-old, you spend 15, 20 million, then yeah, it's gonna be Bisek's minutes are gonna be very, very low. Di Gregorio, the new third goalkeeper, former Inter Primavera. Here he is, the young 29-year-old prospect. Inzaghi's boy. He could just go married as well. Maybe. Oh yeah, that's one thing. We know that Inter players, either when they get married or when they're about to have a baby or when they have a baby, that's when they have a mad increase in form. Maybe that's what Correa needs. Maybe. Oh man, someone just buy him, please. There is Lautarito again with our boss Limone. The new training kits, by the way, look quite nice. I like that little light blue color. Leo Vegas, the new training kit sponsor. De Vrij, new contract. Expecting a better season of him for sure. Here he is, Bisek again, very smiling. Looks like he's very happy to be here. Hopefully, Robin Gosens and Hakan, the two German speakers, take him under their wings, help him integrate and settle in Milan. Of course, he speaks English as well, so I'm sure he'll be fine. But when you've got your native speakers with you, like Hakan and Gosens, it'll be great for him. Tuku and Lautaro, we know they're great friends. There's Di Gregorio. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's many people there today yet. A lot of the international. There he is. This is the guy I was talking about. Akin Sanmiro. This is the guy I'm going to be keeping an eye out for. I like him. Box to box, ball carrying profile, good dribbler, centre mid. Got an eye for a pass. Got a decent shot on him. Akin Sanmiro. That's the guy I'm keeping an eye out for. Yeah, that's the only. Oh, Mkhitaryan, yeah, Mkhitaryan. Don't forget about Mkhitaryan. I know we signed Fratesi, guys, but Mkhitaryan was definitely one of our most consistent players last season. I know he's going to be 34 this season, 35, but this guy looks after his body, looks after himself. Very, very good professional. Very, very. Yeah, I would imagine Fratesi becomes the starter, but I won't be surprised if he starts the season as a starter again, Mkhitaryan, for sure. But yeah, doesn't seem like there's too many players yet. We're still waiting for a lot of the squad. Obviously we haven't seen Thuram, Fratesi, Barella doesn't seem to be there. But yeah, in the coming days, you will see more and more guys coming, and we'll have our first kick around of the season against Lugano as usual. Yeah, we increased our drip for sure with the signing of Thuram, Bisek, Lukaku, drip. Oh yeah, speaking of drip, Uche at the beginning of the stream, I did start this comment. Lazaro as well. Lazaro is back. He wasn't in these pictures. I wouldn't be against it. Again, like because of our budgetary restrictions, we're talking about the Belanova replacement here. So we're talking about the guy that's competing with Dumfries and Darmian. I think Darmian this season is going to be more of the right centre back as well. I think Inzaghi talked about that in his press conference as well. I think it makes sense as well. As a right wing back, Darmian is okay. Like if you want to play a defensive game, you know, you want to lock out someone like Kvara, like we've seen, he can do a job for you defensively, but he can't be the starter for Inter as a right wing back. But you know, again, if he does, not the end of the world, you know, financial situation. But I think he showed that as a right centre back is probably his best position. But yeah, Lazaro, you know, he was good last season. Singo is a guy I like, and I've wanted at Inter, but Lazaro was starting ahead of Singo in a lot of the games at Torino last year. And you know, he's a little bit more technical than Darmian and Dumfries. Well, obviously, everyone's more technical than Dumfries, but you know, a little bit better 1v1, a bit more pace, a bit more attacking. Year on the Urich, you know, must have done him quite well. Last season, he did quite well in preseason. I remember last season, people were starting to get some hope, like, oh, Lazaro might be staying because he was playing a lot of the preseason games because we didn't have, you know, many options. So let's see. Again, he's like since he's on his last year of his contract, so I think his residual value is like 4.4 or 5 million on the book. So someone needs to pay that for us to not make a loss on him. So yeah, I wouldn't be against keeping him. He never really got a proper chance at Inter. I do feel sorry for him. Oh my God, Radu is in the pictures as well. Not in the ones I can see here on the website, but yeah, I did see him. Radu, yeah, we might be seeing him start some games, guys. I completely forgot about that guy, to be honest, because I thought it was going to be Filip Stankovic and Di Gregorio. I completely forgot that Radu was coming back from his loan. We need to sell that guy for sure. He's blurred. Oh yeah, that's probably why. But yeah, guys, 1 hour 20 minutes. That was enjoyable stream. I didn't do a live stream since my last one, which was the circus clown stream before we sold Brozovic. So it was overdue. But I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, we talked about the 2 press conferences, Inzaghi's one, Marotta's one. My takes on it, your takes on it, who's going to be the new captain. Yeah. Good stream. And yeah, of course, keep a lookout, guys, on the channel. Onana news is unfolding as we speak. I think it'll be done by this weekend. I think we'll see the Onana deal wrapped up, unfortunately. And hopefully we see an end to the Lukaku saga as well. Not in terms of coming in. I just want that to be done, whether he comes in or out. Like, we need to decide. We can't wait the whole summer for this guy, for Chelsea to accept our bid. So let's see. Do I see Thuram scoring 20 goals? No. Similar. Well, by the way, I mean, we need to talk about it later on, but I know he's a free transfer, but Thuram needs to be judged. Like, you know, I have similar doubts to Thuram as similar when we signed Correa. This guy only last season really started putting up good numbers. So I don't really see him taking that much of a step to scoring 20 goals, Thuram. And I don't see him, if we get Lukaku, I don't see him being the out-and-out starter. So I don't see him scoring 20 goals. But yeah, he needs to be providing minimum double digits in terms of goals. I expect minimum 10 goals and, you know, 5-6 assists. Like, he needs to get plus 15 GA minimum as the rotational striker. But yeah, thank you everyone that joined. Thank you, Mattia. Thank you, Candrevino. Thank you, Eduardito, Bruce Wayne, Shakir, Matteo, Gaspar. Yeah, for sure. Married Correa might be a different beast. Zach, Samuel, Nicola, Stefan Stein, Tony G, Count DeAngeli, Frog Doc, Hitobochi, Anthony, unimportant person, Imran Mo. Hope you're having a great day. Sorry I missed your comment. Michael, the only one, Marvel Lawson, Mossab, Aris Bastoni, Never Around, Balkan Warrior, Ridwan, Charles, Victor, Sean Collins, everyone, Ahmed Bacha. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Julian. See you on the next one. Forza Inter. And always enjoy Limonebo.